Hi everyone, welcome to Honey Drops Tarot. This is a bonus reading for the sign of Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus. Leo, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for all of your likes, shares, and subscribes. I truly appreciate it. Just a quick note, please do not fall for any scammers. I will never reach out to solicit for a private reading. I do offer private readings, and if you're interested in signing up for one of those or in making a donation, the information regarding that can be found in the About section of my YouTube page, and I thank you so much in advance. Leo, I hope that you are doing well. Today's reading is about your quantum jump. So it's this idea that we create our realities, and that when we do it on a massive scale, when we make great change and have great revelation, that we actually influence and up-level ourselves. We influence our surroundings and we create a new world for ourselves. So Spirit wanted me to do a reading for all of you with that theme in mind. I wanted to show you the crystal that I have for the series of readings. This is one of the oldest crystals in my crystal collection, and it's called Super 7. It has 7 different elements, 7 different crystals inside of it, and it's for psychic awareness, the violet flame, quantum energies, the ability to affect change at a microscopic and a macro level. So I have this on the desk for your reading today. I'm using 2 decks for your reading, the Time Traveler's Oracle by Denise Linn and the Muse Tarot by Chris Ann. And the sun is coming in such a way in my window that is shining off of this beautiful quartz. This is Aura quartz, and I guess it just wanted to be here. It's blue Aura quartz, so I just wanted to be a part of your reading today. So for Leo, the overall energy, please, for Leo's quantum jump. Number 28, which reduces to a 10, which is the Wheel of Fortune in the major arcana of the tarot. The word is patience. Under the Bodhi tree, northern India. Under the Bodhi tree. So I was just giggling a little bit because patience is a tough word for any sign, but for a go-getting Leo, patience is a virtue. So I'm Buddhist. I wouldn't say that I know everything. In fact, I know very little of all of the stories of the Buddha, but it's this idea that he sat under this tree in meditation, in great meditation, and is where he came to his teachings, where he came to his enlightenment. This idea that he started as a prince, and he, lived a lush life, and one day he got bored and he wanted to travel outside of the palace walls, and he was in disguise, and when he left those palace walls, he discovered poverty and hunger and misfortune and the real world, as it were. And this greatly upset him because he couldn't understand. He had never known anything but wealth until that moment, and it changed his whole worldview. And he retreated, kind of went into hermit mode. He retreated into the jungle and essentially starved himself, and then was told by the universe spirit that that's not the way to do it. You're a human, and you need food, and you need to eat and to sustain yourself, because he had experienced gluttony and then he experienced hunger. And it was sitting under this tree that he came to this awareness of moderation and the middle way, the middle path, We shouldn't do things to the extreme. That it's not useful to be in the extreme of anything, and especially to let our emotions become extreme. So that's like just like a nutshell snapshot of what this image is about, that under this tree he sat and meditated and meditated and came to those realizations of the middle way. So take it as it resonates. But the 28 reducing to a 10, Wheel of Fortune, talks about divine timing, prosperity, good fortune, good luck. So we shall see. Perhaps you're coming into this new phase of your life where you are exhibiting more patience, where you are allowing things to flow. And in that flow, you experience an abundance of all kinds. 4 cards for the base spread, 4 cards for clarifier, past, present, future, and advice from Spirit. Lots of cards flipped out already, and we're done. So, okay. In the past position, 7 of inspiration, 7 of wands in reverse. So inspiration, the wands suit, already starting off in your element, Leo. 7 of wands can talk about a kind of overcoming obstacle. It can talk about having attained a victory and then seeking or working to maintain that victory. So it's almost as if you can see in this visual example, it's like this character has pried the walls of darkness open to let the light in. But then it's almost as if she doesn't stay in that position, all of her hard work could collapse in on itself. Or is the suggestion. It's a responsibility, basically. This card talks about the responsibility of upholding your position. With the card in the reverse, it's almost as if there was something that you were trying to maintain for so long, almost to the point of stubbornness, and you have since allowed it to start to close in, start to come to an end. And the reason why I say that is because the Death card came in reverse to clarify. This is the Death card in the upright. Here it is again. We see this kind of, this opening, right? It's almost as if opening just enough to let this moth out. Moth representing kind of underworldly energies, the subconscious realms, the dream state. Death card talks about endings bringing new beginnings. So shedding a skin. It's almost like it's just enough to let some light out, just enough to have some kind of awareness of a new state of being, right? But even in that, it's difficult. This is the past energy. So essentially what this is telling me is that you're attempting to allow this to close and allow a chapter to close, but you haven't been able to quite shut the door and lock the key. It's almost as if I see you shutting the door and then like somebody sticks their hand through at the last moment, props it open, and you're just like, I want to close it. So it suggests to me that there's something of your past that you're trying to leave behind. Okay, I just got this like weird scenario. Of like breadcrumbs, not breadcrumbing in the modern sense that we breadcrumb people in relationships and leave them hanging, not like that. It's more about like energetic signatures left behind. So what do I mean by that? That somehow the impact of your presence on others has left its mark. Like you put a stamp on something, and I just want to show you something really quickly. So for some reason, this is like Mylar. There's stickers on the other side of this little piece of paper. And it was stuck. I did a project at work and I used some of my cards, and it was like a vision boarding project. And so everybody had like stickers and cutouts and magazines and old newspapers and whatever. And when I went to organize my cards again, this got stuck. And so I see here the word Stamp-O-Matic, stamp. But here, look at that. You see that? This is random. I was gonna throw this out. Also, you may be seeing the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4. See this angel? What's going on? What's going on? Things are happening. Raspberries? I don't even know. Suddenly this little thing that I was gonna throw out has become significant. These stamps make me think of passport stamps. It's almost like you're trying to, maybe you're leaving town. Maybe some of you are just like, see, you don't want to be or you're leaving a job, or you're leaving a situation and you're just like, I'm trying to close the door. The problem is, you're a Leo, you've made an impact. And that impact, the impact of your exit, is perhaps causing some people to feel a little panicky. I'm feeling this sense of like people are trying to not chase after you in like a scary stalker way. I'm not talking about that, but just like they don't want you to go, or it's like they've expressed something to you, but it's like too little too late. I don't know what I'm talking about. Let's get a clarifier. I mean, I think I know. I mean, I don't know what's referring to, but I'm just going to say everything I'm channeling because maybe it resonates with you. That's just weird. To see that moth on that sticker? Oh, that's weird. Can I have a clarifier, please? Queen of Voices. In the reverse, Queen of Swords. Yeah. In the upright, the Queen of Swords is like, tell me the truth. She like demands the truth. But in the reverse, she just doesn't even care anymore. She doesn't even want to look at it. She doesn't, it's like whatever truth that you had, it's too little too late. Like, you know, I asked you for the truth. I asked you to tell me that truth, and you just couldn't do it. And now I'm leaving, right? Leaving on a jet plane. Don't know when I'll be back again. Just flashed through my head. Don't even want to look at it. Don't care. One of my coworkers at work says, don't care, Care Bear. I don't know what that's about, why I'm bringing that up in this reading. I don't know, I just feel like I have to say it. It could resonate with somebody. But this is a past energy, Leo. You are just like, I just heard getting out of Dodge. You just out. Goodbye. And I'm being called to look at this image again, which is kind of like patience. I know that you want to like jet out of here, but it can be good to close up shop properly. Like it can be good to do things properly, to take care of things properly. Thank you, Spirit. Right? So that we can make sure that all the threads are cut. In the present energy, 7 of materials, 7 of Pentacles. in the reverse. So this card talks about investment of time, energy, and resources. Materials or pentacles is earth energy. So it talks about actions and behavior that is rooted in the material world. And when we're at the seven of materials, it talks about where we've placed our investment, what has become of that investment, and do we feel as though we need to continue investing? When the card is in reverse, it tells me that we're taking up roots now. The things we've planted, we're taking up roots now. Why? 10 of Swords to 10 of Voices to clarify. 10 of Swords. It's brutal and beautiful and brutal again. This image talks about betrayal, backstabbing, gossip, heartache, heartbreak. We're just on the ground. We're just done. Stick a fork in me, I'm done. Just heard. Whatever this investment was, you took a hit, 10 hits. And yet, this card is peculiar. Just in the dynamic visuals, because all of this energy is pointing downward, and yet it seems like you've been lifted up. So despite your hardship, Spirit is lifting you up. Does that make sense? I think it makes sense, because it's almost as if to say you're okay. I hear Beyonce in my head. I'm a survivor. I'm not going to give up. I don't know all the rest of the words. It seems like a simple chorus, but I'm a provider. I don't know the words to that. I'm not really a Beyonce fan, but I'm sure you do. But I'm a survivor. That's what I just heard. Beyonce's version. And Spirit wants me to reiterate with you that even though you may be pulling up roots right now, you still managed to grow something fruitful and beautiful and lush for yourself. That, like, let's say it's a job situation and you're leaving a job, you still got something out of it. You still have a lot to show for yourself if for some reason you're worried about that. But it's like it's time to go. You get a clarifier from the 7 of Materials in reverse. Spirit is not wrong. I said this in another reading. I may be wrong. Spirit is not wrong. 3 of Voices, 3 of Swords. If there was a card that was worse than this one, it's this. This is heartache, heartbreak. Look at it. Tears coming out of the eyes. We're laid bare. We're stuck behind a closed door. We can't see a way out, even though it's very clear. Everything's bearing down on us. You've been through it, Leo. I don't even need to know you to know that you are going through it. Closing out some karma, Spirit just said, because they showed this to me again. And where does the concept of karma come from? Well, I'm not going to lay claim to know where it comes from, but it is often referred to in Buddhism, Tibetan Buddhism. I don't actually know, so I'm not going to say. Closing out some karma. Right, but both of these cards are in the upright, which I like to see because it means that we're moving through and past. So the 10 goes back to the Ace of Swords, epiphany and clarity. The 3 goes to the 4, rest, recuperation, healing. Right? This you're not confused about. You're not confused about it. There's some situation here you experienced massive disappointment. A little bit of hurt ego. I hear that. Hurt ego. Got to be careful what you do. Anyone has to be careful what you do with hurt ego. Hurt ego can cause you to make poor decisions, Spirit just said. In the future potential, 10 of emotions in the reverse, which is the 10 of cups in the reverse, clarified by the muse of inspiration. King of wands, this is your energy, shared with Aries. So in the future potential, looking at the situations that no longer brought you happiness and rising up to step into your own power. Like you're walking a different path now, completely in your element. It's almost like these are wings of fire. See that pyramid there? That pyramid is curious because anytime I look at or think about the pyramids, I think of ancient wisdom. Wisdom before time. You know, this could have to do with a lot of past life energy that you are trying to cycle out of. It's hard to listen to that kind of talk because it's just kind of like, but I'm living in this life. Like, how am I supposed to know? You know, it's this idea of original sin and all of that. Like, we don't know. We don't know the energetic signatures that followed us into this incarnation, into this lifetime. All we can do is control how we respond to life, how we show compassion and forgiveness to others. So whatever this situation was, your best bet is to move past, but also to forgive. And I'm not telling you, you're going to do it in your own time, because this seems like whatever this is seems kind of unforgivable, but forgiveness doesn't help the other person. It only helps you. Right? They have their own karma because of what they did or whatever it was exchanged, right? Because you could have done something in a past life. The point is, how can we send out good vibration and receive good vibration, right? Forgiveness and patience, understanding and compassion, empathy, words like that. And it's like, I don't throw it around as like a catch-all phrase. It's like an actual practice that if you master it, nothing can touch you. Can you imagine living in a world where somebody could criticize you to the ends of the earth and you would just look at them and say, that's just your opinion, and like truly not internalize it? I don't know, I'm a water sign, so I can't imagine a world like that. I mean, I would try, but it's difficult. The Buddha did it though. Buddha nature, right? These kind of ascended masters. Master Buddha, Master Jesus, Master Allah, just understood, even symbolically, if you don't ascribe to these things, symbolically, they understood these concepts. Concepts of the divine. Can I have a clarifier on the 10 of emotions in reverse? Whoop, what? Thank you. 8 of inspiration. This card has been coming out a lot. I call this my Tina Turner card, just because it reminds me of Tina Turner. But what it really represents in these series of readings to me now is the up-leveling. The past versions of yourself coming into the present, but it's not without its resistance and without its, you know, just to make sure that you're ready to quantum jump into the next version of yourself. Spirit's gonna hand you a challenge or two and say, are you sure? Can you handle it? You sure you want to leave these things behind? Because right now it seems like you're not leaving it behind. It seems like you're dragging it along with you. So I see you. Oh, wow. You know, I just noticed these little snails up here. You got this card in the upright, but I think this is a card of fast action and fast communication. So when it's in the reverse, I see the snail energy here. But what it really brings to mind is a good friend of mine who, I don't know when this happened really, but it's like she saw a snail one day and she thought of me, not because I'm slow, but more because it was in like a weird place and she felt like it was a message from spirit. For you, that friend is coming to my mind because she's not a Leo, she's a Taurus, but like she's very much herself, if you know what I mean. She's a very loving person, but also rather unapologetic for who she is. And I feel as though that's kind of what you will be inhabiting in your future potential, because this is purely your energy. So it's like stepping into your power. Stepping into that power. What is the advice from Spirit? 8 of voices in reverse. 8 of voices, 8 of swords. Get out of your own way, get out of your own head. No longer feeling anxious. Spirit is saying, let it all go, right? Let it all go in lieu of the Knight of Voices, which is bringing in someone coming towards you with a great message, great epiphany, great information that is useful to you, that can shed light on things, that can open a window of opportunity to you. There's a sense of great movement and optimism, but first it requires you to get out of the trappings of your own thoughts. You know what this looks like? It looks like there might be some regret if you leave. You know you need to leave things behind, but there might be some regret. And Spirit is saying, don't overthink it. Spirit just said, keep it moving, keep it moving. Places to go, people to see. Yeah, Page of Materials in reverse. It's interesting because Spirit is showing me, nope, there's hesitation. So obviously this is a reading to take a temperature on what's going on right now. You make different decisions, you get different outcomes. And this is the column of advice from Spirit. They're showing me that there's tentativeness. Page of Materials, Page of Pentacles talks about taking a small step forward towards opportunity. Like looking and seeing an opportunity and saying, well, maybe I should try that out. Maybe I should have that conversation with that new person. Maybe I should travel to that place to see what it's about. There's hesitancy and tentativeness. As Spirit just said, well, this is not very nice in the sense that, in the way that they said it, but they just said don't chicken out. I would never imagine saying that any Leo that I know is a chicken in any way, but they just said it. Don't chicken out. You're doing a lot of purging, and Spirit is saying, keep up the momentum. Purge, purge, purge. Knock it all out so you can break through. That's your reading, Leo. I hope that it resonated. If it did, please like, share, subscribe, comment down below. Please hit the bell notification to be updated as to when I post new readings. Thank you, Leo.